All right. This is week 2, part 2 of our training, Back to Basics training. And tonight I'm going to be talking to you all about booking classes from classes and the business intro. So, how to do the business intro after every single class that you teach. So, last night you heard all about how to teach the class, and hopefully you got all of the homework, which we'll post either tonight or tomorrow, just the homework that you want to memorize, because if you memorize those two paragraphs, it's going to help you be able to teach these classes a lot easier in your sleep, like we've been able to do the old classes, right? So memorizing is just another tool to help you with those really key parts of the class that you'll be teaching. All right, so let me pull up my PowerPoint here and we'll get started. All right. Everybody see that okay? Thumbs up? You can see it? Okay. All right, booking classes from classes in the business intro. All right, so I'm going to briefly mention, I know Jasmine already talked about this last night, but I just want to go over this one part. So you just taught the class, you're going around and you've sat next to people and you've said, so this is what we're going to do. And people are enrolling. You're scheduling wellness consults with people as they're enrolling. And so once someone has filled out their enrollment form, you want to schedule the wellness consult right then and right there. You're going to have your calendar on your phone or your paper calendar, and you're going to plan their wellness consult for a few days after their kit arrives, right? And so that is important to do. Go ahead and do it right then and there, because it's going to be really hard to get them to do a wellness consult with you after the class, right? Anybody else figure that out? It doesn't always work so great that way. You want to do it right then and there while you have them face to face. All right, so the wellness consult, these are some things that Elise recommends, some ideas that you can say to them, because you're investing in, and you can, these are Elise's words. If you want to make it more you can, but this is some options. Because you're investing in yourself, I'm going to invest in you. I'm going to take some of my time and resources, and we're going to sit down and go over how to use your new oils. I'll fix that typo. Go over how to use your new oils to really address your health needs. I know you're excited about your oils right now, but you're going to forget some things. I want you to get phenomenal results. We'll create a morning, afternoon, and evening protocol so that you know exactly what to do. We can even do this for everyone in your family if you'd like. It's always best to do it in your home, because I can show you exactly how the oils work around the house. Your kit will probably arrive Tuesday, so let's schedule your wellness consult for Thursday. What time works best for you? So that's an option of something you can say to them when you're talking to them about the importance of a wellness consult, to get them to schedule that with you. The only thing that I love this. The only thing that I may say to them on the part where she says, where she says in the second paragraph, it's always best to do it in your home because I can show you exactly how the oils work around the house. I think that's great. I personally will also will add in there, or we can do it at my house if that's easiest for you, whichever you prefer, because some people don't want to clean their house and some people are just weird about other people coming to their houses. I don't know. That's just how some people are. I'm not that way. I'm like, my house, people come in and out all the time. That's just the way our house is, just open for all. So, but I'm going to offer my house because they may feel uneasy about me walking into their house. So I'll invite mine. That's just my 2 cents I wanted to add there. All right. So that's the wellness consult. So now that we just briefly touched on that, so you just taught your class, you're enrolling people, you're scheduling the wellness consults, you still got them in their seats at your class. Let's talk about booking classes from classes. You will need 8 vial keychains. So they're the keychains that hold the 8 sample vials in them, the doTERRA keychains. You'll need those to have with you in your classes. So you want to go ahead and order some, and I'll tell you a place you can order them in a second besides just your back office. So pause after helping the first couple people with their enrollment forms. So you've helped a couple people. Hopefully no one has left yet, right? Everyone's still in their seats. You're helping people with their enrollment forms. Nobody's left yet. So you want to make sure you say this before anybody leaves. So you're going to pause after you've helped a few people with their enrollment forms, and you whip out your little keychain and you say, oh my gosh, I forgot to show you something super cool. This is my keychain that holds my 8 on-the-go oils. It's perfect because you always have your oils with you. If a kid is crying in the back of the car, you have lavender. If someone eats the wrong thing, you have your digestin. It's awesome. Everyone needs one of these on their keys so they have access to the oils whenever they need them. Who wants one of these? And then everybody raises their hand because you just sold them on this amazing keychain, right? They don't know how much it is. It's an amazing keychain to have oils on the go. So then you say, so here's the thing. You cannot purchase this from me. You earn it as a reward. If any of you would like me to come teach a fun class exactly like what we did today, I'll send you home with one of these. You get an empty keychain when you put your class on the calendar right now. So we will decide on a date right now. And for each person who comes to your class, I'll put an oil, a filled up oil in your keychain. So everybody wants that keychain. They already raised their hand. And then you're saying, if you book a class right now, I'm going to give you this empty keychain. And for every person that comes to your class, I'm going to give you an oil to fill that up with. I mean, do you think that's going to make them want to host a class for you and invite people? Absolutely. People want free stuff. They don't know how much it costs. They don't really care how much it costs. People like free stuff. I'm telling you, this would have worked for me. I am not just saying that, y'all. I mean, if you agree, just let me know, because my first class, we were barely making it financially. I wanted oils because I knew the value of this natural lifestyle already because of my own research. I wanted oils. I had one baby. I couldn't even afford my first starter kit, but I put it on a credit card and did it anyway because health was everything to me. I will find a way to make money for this healthy lifestyle. That's how I was when I first started doTERRA. And if someone would have said, host a class and invite your friends and you'll get a filled up oil vial keychain, heck yes, I would be booking a class right then and there. I would. And so I think this is genius. Anyway, you can, these words have worked great for everybody else, but if you need to make it your own, that's fine. But I'm telling you, these words work. They've been tested. So if you have 4 people there, I'll put 4 little sample vials in your keychain. And if you have 8 people there, I'll fill your whole keychain up for you. So you'll schedule classes on your calendar right then at your class with people and send them the empty keychains home with your class host as agreed. So they get to go home with their empty keychain. The goal is to book 2 classes from every class taught. Can you imagine how you're getting out of your warm market if you do this at every class, and you most likely are going to book 2 classes from every class you teach? You will never run out of people, will you not? You will always get out of your warm market, will you not? You will always have people to share doTERRA oils with. This works. Booking classes from classes is a must to get out of your warm market. This is how you blast out of it, as Elise says. So this is genius. And the keychains are a brilliant idea. All right, so booking classes from classes continued. Next time you chat with them, likely during their wellness consult, you'll prepare them for their class and help them know how to properly sample their guests beforehand. If someone is only interested in holding the class, but they do not want to sample and follow up with their friends and family, don't worry. We will go exactly what to do in the daily mentor call that we talk about working with hostesses. So if you have not listened to daily mentor call number 41 yet, make a note in your little to-do list for the week as you're scheduling classes, because you want to know how to work with hostesses. And that mentor call, you can fast forward to that right now, because if you're scheduling classes right now and people are hosting for you, you want to go ahead and listen to that one, because you're going to know exactly how to work with them on how to sample in advance, whether they're going to sample their friends and family or if you're going to do it. So listen to that mentor call. It will be a huge help to you. Okay, so for people who want to buy but have money concerns, then you say something like this. If they tell you, oh, I really want to buy, but I haven't gotten paid yet, or I really want to buy, but I don't start my job for 2 more months. This is just an example, okay? Maybe they're just like, my husband will kill me because we don't have the money. I don't know. You say, this is awesome. Let me tell you what we are going to do. We're going to book a class just like this, and I'll come teach your family and friends. We'll have tons of fun. We won't have you sign up till those people come, and the commissions from that class will cover your kit. This will cost you nothing. I would have done this. If somebody would have said that to me, I would have done this. First of all, I would have just bought the kit because I wanted it right then and there. But I'm saying I would have booked a class. I would have. And I I didn't want to do this business when I first started. I didn't want to do direct sales companies, but if someone would have worded it like this, I wouldn't have cared. I would have done this. So y'all, this is genius. We need to use this verbiage, and it's been proven time and time again to work. So this is great, because you just answered. You just came with their. You just had an answer to their objection. And you're having them host a class. And you know what, guys? It's not just about what you can get here. Like, yes, the key is like you want more business and you want your team to grow and you want them to get a kit because you know it's going to help them. But you don't know, by you saying something like this. And I'm going to get fired up here because I used to be somebody. I cannot imagine what my life would look like right now if doTERRA wasn't in my life. If God didn't bring doTERRA into my life and had me show up on Mary Hyatt's doorstep. I didn't even know the girl. I had never met my upline a day in my life. I showed up at her doorstep to her class. Thank you, God, for pushing me there. So I'm just saying, I can't imagine what my life would look like right now, or my family would look like, if doTERRA hadn't come into the picture and provided all this, what it's provided, the friendships, the relationships, the community that we have. This is fun. Like getting over your fears, like getting out of bondage, getting over insecurities. Like, this doesn't just help our pocketbooks. You all know that. This helps us as a human being be who we were created to be, but we've let fear and insecurities and bondage come in, and we want to get rid of all that junk. So this isn't just about you, and this isn't just about me. This is about, you don't know, this person can't afford something. You don't know how you can change their life financially by stop being scared to say something like this, and you say it, and you may have just completely, because you said it and didn't shrink back in fear, that person may completely get out of debt because you shared this opportunity with them. That person may be able to change millions of lives because you gave this opportunity to them. You just don't know what sharing this with people has the opportunity to do for their families and the next generation and the next generation, and the ripple effect that it has. So we have got to get over ourselves and say stuff like this and stop being scared. Like, right? Like, let's get over. This is what I tell myself. Kristen, get over yourself. Stop being scared. You share because you don't know how it can change your life, right? And so let's get over ourselves. Let's just promise to get over ourselves and share, and leave the results up to God, honestly, and to the other person. They get to decide. You share what you're supposed to share and leave the results up to them. Let them decide. But all I know is I used to be so scared when I first started this business of sharing the business with people, or sharing the oils, or sounding salesy. Oh, I share with everybody now, because what it's done for my family. We didn't have any money. We were barely surviving. There was nobody I was giving any. I was not able to help anybody out in my life because we couldn't even make it financially. So how can you serve? How could I help somebody else when I can barely make it? So we share because we know what it's done for other people. If it hasn't done it for you yet, you know what it's done for other people. So you know this works. And so you share because it can happen for you, and you know it can happen for other people. So you share with that faith, right? Sorry, I got on my soapbox, but I'm so passionate about this business and in giving other people the opportunity to be successful at this. And I hope that this system helps you to have that hope. Maybe you felt stuck for a while. Maybe you felt like, I just don't know if I can do this. I hope this new training that we're doing with you has given you this reignited hope that anybody can do this, y'all. Anybody can do this. And I've shared this story before, but I have sat in leaderships and blue press summits with blue diamonds and presidential diamonds. And I've sat and I've looked next to me, and I'm thinking to myself, if they can be here, my whole team can be here, because their personality is extremely unique and different. And Eric and I talked to ourselves, and we're like, how did they get here? How did they get here? And that right there, my friends, is an example that anybody can do this business. I don't care if you're introvert, extrovert, awkward, whatever. Like, anybody can do this business if you just do it and just decide to get better and better and better, right? And be consistent. Okay. I love you guys. Let's talk about the business intro now. So at the end of your class, you just talked about, let's go back for a second. We just talked about people had money concerns. You know what to say. You know how to book classes from classes, because you have keychains at every class. Then at the end of every single class that you ever teach, you do a business intro. Raise your hand if you do a business intro at the end of every one-on-one class that you teach in person. I'm not even raising my hand because I don't, but I am this day forward. Well, this is what I want to say for those of you not raising your hands, because I can't see everybody right now. Well, no wonder you don't have more builders than you do, because you don't do this. So who's excited to get more builders? Me. I'm excited to get more builders, and I know you are too. And that is why you have to. Do not ever do a one-on-one class unless you do a business intro right afterwards. Every time. You want more builders? You will do this because it works. Okay, so why do we do a business intro? People are already at your one-on-one class. They're already there. I'm sorry, but it's going to be really hard to get all those people back at your house 2 to 3 days later, a week later, a month later for a little business intro. Who wants to learn how to earn income with doTERRA? It's going to be hard to get those people back there. So you do it right there because they're already there and you've already got their attention and they're already excited about their oils. So this is a way to get more builders and grow your business. So when people are wrapping up after you've shown them the keychain, you've gotten everyone signed up that wants to host classes. Right when you see people start to grab their bags or about to leave, again, so no one's left yet, say, for anyone who wants to stay for some essential oil snacks for the next 15 minutes, we will have a discussion on the joy of sharing essential oils. Come join us. And if you kept your class short and you were a fun person during your class, don't worry, we can teach you how to be fun. I would start by smiling more often and just deciding like to have higher energy. Seriously, this is, I have to add this kind of stuff in here because I have learned it over time. My first class, y'all probably wouldn't have enrolled because I read off my handout, which is okay. I'm about to start reading off a handout again to do it this way because I haven't memorized it all yet, but I'm working on it. But I literally was low energy because I was a nervous wreck my first essential oil class that I taught 6.5 years ago. And I was low energy and I read off my handout and I was so insecure and I passed oils around. So I've learned over time, because this business grows you a lot, I've learned over time that if I'm teaching the class, I need to have the most energy of someone in the room. Now, I'm not saying be loud, obnoxious, or annoying. I'm saying I need to present myself in a way where I'm confident and I have certainty and I have good energy, right? You don't want to be a low energy, Eeyore kind of person when you're teaching your classes. This can be trained. So if you're sitting here thinking, well, dang it, that's me. No worries. You can train yourself to do this. You just start practicing, right? It's like disciplining your body and mind to do it this way. But you just decide, I'm going to have more energy than anybody else in the room. That means I'm going to decide to be chipper. I'm going to decide to smile more. Yes, you can train yourself to smile more. It is a thing, y'all. You can do it. I understand that your first class or two like this, you're going to be nervous. I'm going to be nervous. So you're not going to be your normal self. But once you get in the groove of it, you'll start being more confident and it will be easy to relax and to, have good energy. All right. So anyway, the key is that you don't want to teach an hour-and-a-half class. People are not going to want to stay. They're going to want to jet out and they're not going to stay for your business intro because you just went into every sciencey medical terminology thing about these oils and they're bored probably from that. And you just took up all their night but teaching an hour-and-a-half class. You've got to teach a class within 45 minutes or less. So this means you keep it simple, you keep it basic, you keep it fun, and you do not act like you're the smartest person in the world because you won't get people to want to do this business with you if it looks too hard. So isn't that awesome, y'all? We get to dumb it down. I think that's awesome that we don't have to be smart. We don't have to say all this sciencey terminology things, but we get to just keep it simple. So this really works as long as you kept your class to 45 minutes or less. Many actually will want to stay. So, you want to know another reason they want to stay? Do I talk about this? No, I don't. Shoot. My bad. Let me go back. Another reason they will want to stay is because you have 0 snacks out during your class. 0. I know this goes against everything you've ever believed in, but do not have snacks out during your class. You will not bring the snacks out until you say this. For anyone who wants to stay for some essential oil snacks, for the next 15 minutes, we'll have a discussion on the joys of sharing essential oils. Come join us. And then you bring out those peppermint brownies again, keep it simple, but that's simple. Peppermint brownies or apple slices that have like an On Guard spritzer on it. Something simple that's duplicatable, right? But I'm just telling you, the peppermint brownies alone will keep people to stay. I mean, look, I don't care if people just want to stay for my business intro just for the snacks. I'm going to win them over. A lot of them. I'm not saying everybody, but I'm going to win some people over at least to want to get their oils paid for, because I have that much certainty that the way I bring up the business, that they're going to want to do this business. So I want you to have that same certainty. Anyway, so all that to say is, heck, if they stay for the snacks, you're still going to plant a seed, and they may join the business with you soon or later, but get them in that seat to stay. All right. So snacks are during the business intro only, not during the class. Got it. All right, so here's just kind of like a guideline on what your business intro, the order that you want to go in, okay? And we'll post one of our friends that was in Prague. She already created a PowerPoint to use during her business intro. We'll post it. You can do that, but I've honestly, in a home class, I don't ever do PowerPoints. I just don't. I probably won't use a PowerPoint. You can if you want, but I will probably just share what I'm about to share with you. Okay, so first thing you're going to do during your business intro, so everybody stay, they're eating their peppermint brownies, they're all excited about their chocolate. Share the story of building a pipeline. This is from the Build Guide, so you can get the Build Guide out, you can download it, print it from your back office. You want to memorize this, and it doesn't have to be word for word. I know I'm telling you all to memorize a lot, but you at least just want to get an idea of being able to share the story of the importance of building a pipeline. Y'all know that he went to create, he was hauling buckets to get water, and then one day he created that little spigot where all he had to do was turn it on and water came. And so he got to stop hauling buckets because he figured out the water spigot, and he started making money without having to haul buckets every day. So all that to say is, know this story, because you're gonna, as you're trying to find builders, you need to be able to explain to people, what is a financial pipeline? I mean, the fact that we have doTERRA, yes, at the beginning we are hauling a lot of buckets in this business when we're recruiting and we're teaching a lot of classes, but after a few years, you're making some money. You're making at least a little bit of money. So I'm just saying, like, doing this business over a while, 10 years, you're going to make money while you sleep. You're going to make money when you go on a family beach vacation. You're still going to make money. So even that week you may not have worked, you're still going to make money. So that is a financial pipeline, when you make money while you're sleeping, and it is glorious. So that is a financial pipeline, and you want to tell people how amazing this, residual income is, this pipeline. So you're going to go over that story. I would just try to, get to know it. You can read it your first few times until you know it more, from the Build Guide. And then 2, you're going to show a very basic, very, very basic compensation plan. This is not the time to go in depth with the leadership pools, the diamond pool. No, you just need to be like, this is, if you want to invest, I like it on the Build Guide where it has the 3 different options. If you want to invest 3 to 5 hours a week, then you can make over this much time, then you could make an average of this much money per month. If you want to invest this many hours into your business a week, then over time, you can make this much money per month. If you're like me and want to replace your income, then you want to invest this much, whatever it is, 20 to 40 hours a week, then you can make this much money a week. Those are things you want to share during this, like how much time they need to invest and the average income per month with that time. Those are the things that you want to share with them. So a very basic compensation plan do not go in depth here, because just remember, you just went over this very in-depth class with them. Their minds are already very full of information. You don't want to make this part complicated, right, guys? You just want to share just the basics of this business compensation plan and business, enough to kind of like whet their appetite, right? Enough to get them to dream a little, enough to get them to have a vision of what their own financial situation could look like because of this business. So you're just whetting their appetite. Do not go in depth and overwhelm them. This is only 15 to 20 minutes max. I wouldn't go over 20 minutes on this whole business introduction class. So they stayed to eat their brownie for 15 to 20 minutes max. So this is not your time to go in depth. Number 3, this is the part you're going to spend the most time on. This is the part where you're going to spend I'd say about 10 minutes on. You're going to share business success stories, about 10 minutes of it. If you've got another builder at your class that has had financial success from doTERRA, have them stand up and share their testimony. If it's you, then share your testimony. If you are brand new to this business, or maybe you're not, making a ton of money yet, you share somebody else's testimony. Or if you're brand new to this business and you don't know any doTERRA success stories yet, if you get a leadership magazine, there are a ton of, doTERRA business success stories in the leadership magazine, and you can share that journey with them. But, you all know, most of you already know mine. We are barely making it financially, and I had to put my son in daycare every day and go work at the hospital, and he cried every day and I cried every day. He didn't want to go to daycare, and I did not want him to go to daycare, but we couldn't afford for me to quit, and it was horrible. Lily cried every day. It was such a awful, awful season, and I begged God. I prayed and I begged God. I just want to stay home with my baby. Can you help us make enough money to stay home with my baby? I had no clue doTERRA was the answer that God was going to give me. No clue. No clue. You couldn't have paid me to do a direct sales company. You say direct sales company or MLM, and I ran back then. So I don't know what it was about doTERRA that sold me, except for God. But yeah, doTERRA came into my life, and I finally realized I was just naturally sharing with people, and the money was rolling in, and I didn't know how the money was coming in, because I didn't even know the compensation plan back then. And over time I realized, oh my gosh, if I keep doing this, I can make enough money to quit my job and stay home with my babies. I can't believe this is really going to happen for me. And then I worked my butt off once I figured out that was even possible. And I was able to quit my job 11 months after starting this business, because I was making enough to quit my job, making the same amount I made at the hospital, quit my job. And I got to decide, when my son went to Mother's Day out programs or stayed home with me. I got to take him to the zoo on a Wednesday. I got to take him to story time. I got to do things with my child that I'd never got to do before because of work. I was tied down to work. And so, and many of you know part of Stephanie's story. Her husband's in the military. That's how I met Stephanie, was because my brother is an Army helicopter pilot in the Army, and her husband was a pilot. And so I didn't meet her. I met her through Amy, my sister-in-law and brother. Anyway, long story short, she didn't want her husband to be deployed again. She didn't want him to go to war again. So she did this business to make enough money where he was able to quit the Army so that he didn't have to be deployed again. I mean, that is amazing. And there's other success stories of people who, there's somebody that wanted to put their child in this really amazing school for autistic children, but this mom couldn't afford it because it was a very expensive school. And so thanks to doTERRA, long story short, she made enough money where she could afford to put her child in the best school for what he needed to support him. I mean, there's endless stories for what this business has done for people. You can find some in the leadership magazine. You can share other people's until you've created your own, but there's so many. So during that time, you want to be sharing other people's, and maybe yours too, business success stories. You're going to spend the most time on this. And then you're going to go back to them in your business intro class, and you're going to say to them, do you remember the 3 types of people I told you about? And then you're going to, again, go over what those 3 types of people are, because you want them to basically say which type of person that they are. I mean, they don't have to tell you during the class, but you want them to be thinking about those 3 types of people, and you want them to be able to figure out which type of person that they are from the 3 types of people you already mentioned. That's the part that you're going to memorize from the class portion. But a lot of people will at least want to get their oils paid for because of what you just said. And some people may want to run with you and do this business with you. And so step number 5, you're going to immediately schedule a 3-way build or prospect call when someone tells you that they want to do the business. So what you're going to say to them is, you're going to be like, after this, if you're somebody that's this person, let me see. I wrote it in my notes. I can't see them. If you're the 2nd or 3rd type of person, please come up and talk to me after this. And so they're going to come up to you, and people are going to want to do this business with you. And those people that do want to do this business with you, you're going to schedule a 3-way build a prospect call with someone that tells you they want to do the business. Now, we haven't talked about that yet. Maybe you've already listened to it in the daily mentor calls. We're going to be talking about that in 2 weeks. So that is week 4. Our week 4 training call is the 3-way builder prospect calls. If you're just dying to know what that is, then you can go listen to the daily mentor call on it. But we're going to cover that in 2 weeks. So don't worry if you don't understand what that is yet. So if you never do this business intro at a class, you never give people the option for financial freedom. So anybody on my team, which is all of you guys and anybody you share this with, all I have to say is y'all better be sharing the business intro at your classes from now on. I'm not telling y'all what to do, but you need to. I just feel like knowing what I know now and how this business has truly changed so many people's lives, I think not only are you doing people a disservice if you don't mention the business opportunity to them, but I think it's kind of selfish. Just because, people can bypass you. There's people on my team outrank me. I don't care. That's awesome. I want financial freedom for everybody, right? So it's you don't know what somebody's going to do with that business. And the thing is we want everyone to be debt-free, financially free, to have time freedom. So share it with people. Give the other people the opportunity to do this business. And you don't know how many awesome builders you're going to get if you share this. So if you don't want builders or more builders, then I'd say, okay, don't share the business intro. But then why are you doing this business, right? I know you all want to do this business. I know you all want more builders. So I know you're going to share the business intro at every single class. It's a must. It's a must. It's a must. So that is all that I had for tonight. So who has questions for me? Feel free to unmute yourself and answer questions. Oh, I see.
It's Latane here. So the 3 types of people that you mentioned, you're referring to the 3 success stories that you told?
No, the 3 types of people are the 3 types of people that you mentioned during your class. The part that you're going to memorize. Where's my little script? I don't have my script with me. You know, the part that you're memorizing based off last night's call that Jasmine talked about?
Oh, okay.
There are 3 types of people that come to these classes. One is, someone that just wants to use the oils. It's basically talking about if you're going to be a user, a sharer, or a builder.
Okay. Thank you.
And so you're just re-bringing that up in the business intro, because after they've heard the business, they may have during the class thought they just wanted to be a user, right? But now that you just shared these amazing business success stories, they may want to be a sharer or do the business with you now. So that's why it's good to re-bring it back up again, because now they may be like, actually, I want to be a sharer, or actually, oh my gosh, I've got to tell my sister-in-law about it. They may want to do the business now.
And then also number 5 said schedule 3-way builder prospects call. Who is that third person? Our upline?
It's your upline. Lindsay, okay. Is that call 23 or is that some other one? Anyway, we're talking about that in 2 weeks, so we're ahead of the game. But okay. It is going to be a 3-way prospect builder call with your upline. It's okay. Most people have never done a 3-way call. So you're going to do it with your upline. So for example, I'm not going to go in depth about it right now, but I'll just briefly mention it because I don't want to take over the girls' calls in 2 weeks. But say you have somebody that you think will be great in the business and they're interested in doing the business. You're going to have your upline get on a call with you and that potential builder, and you're going to do a 3-way prospect call. And Lisa's given us the script. So your upline will read the script for the call, and it is an amazing way to get new builders to come on board, to basically just get them excited about the business. And then maybe you're sitting here thinking, well, I don't have an active upline. It's okay. You can do it yourself. So I don't have anybody to do these with me. So when I have a potential builder, I'm just doing it myself with this potential builder because I don't have anyone to do it with me either. So it's okay if you don't have an active upline to do this 3-way call with you. You can do it yourself with the potential builder, and the script will be given to you. And it is amazing. Elise says that 75% of her time is spent on these 3-way calls. Because they're that amazing to bringing new builders on. So any new builder that I get, they're going to get their people. They're going to get their potential builders on a call with me, one at a time. And we're going to do a 3-way call together following the script. So that's it in a nutshell. You can, Lindsay Jaffarelli and Amy Connor are going through that in 2 weeks, but it's calls 33 through 39 if you're wanting to jump ahead of the game and listen to them. It's daily mentor calls 33 through 39. If you're like, I want to start now, but we're going to cover it in 2 weeks. Any other questions?
Hey, Kristen, it's Emily.
Hi.
I'm on the Dream Team Facebook page. Are the scripts under units and daily mentor training and scripts?
Yes.
Is that what we're going to be using?
Yes. All of this new training back to basics stuff it should already be in the units. So anything I've ever posted should already be in the units, including the scripts. So I already posted a document. I think it's a Google document in Dream Team, and it's got all of the calls and all of the scripts in there.
Okay, because that's what I was looking at earlier. I just wanted to make sure it was the right one that I was supposed to be using.
Yes, if it's in Dream Team, yes, and they're all in units. So Allison may be better at explaining units to you all, but she put them all in. When you click the Back to Basics unit, Allison, I don't know what you named it, everything will be there for you so that you don't have to go searching Dream Team, everybody. Allison, do you want to get on here and explain it? Oh, she's typing it.
So the only units that we have are about this training. So if you click on units, there's one for these calls, which we need to update these last two. There's one for just the basics of, documents that you can use for the training. And then there's one that is for continuing education classes, which you guys don't need to worry about those yet, but there's resources there when you get to that part.
So there you have it. All the scripts should be given to you. So you can literally just print everything and start getting to know it in your head and memorizing the class portion. And yeah, like the through build a prospect calls, which we'll talk about in 2 weeks. Like you can be on the phone reading the script and it's a piece of cake and it literally gets people to do this business with you. And it's amazing because it's just it's amazing. It's like Elise's genius, y'all. Anyway, so. Any other questions? I know y'all asked a lot in the chat box, so you might have gotten them all answered already.
Hey, Kristen, this is Lee.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good.
You mentioned earlier about another place besides our back office where we could get the 8-bottle keychain.
Thank you. I forgot to print my notes off from the PowerPoint before I started the call. And so everything that I wanted to mention was in my notes and I couldn't see it. So thank you for reminding me. Yes. So Aroma Tools website has the keychains. And I'm trying to see, I think you have to order them in bulk though, if you want to get like the best discount. So you may want to get with some people. Let me see. But yeah, it's from Aroma Tools. I don't remember the price. I'm trying to find it, but it's the doTERRA branded keychain case, holds 8 sample vials, and it's the black one. I think they're like $3.80 maybe.
Is Aroma Tools where you also get the books, or is that Oil Life?
That's Oil Life is where you get the Essential Life books. And then Aroma Tools has the keychain vials. And Emily Wright was in Prague with us, and she is doing her best to talk to corporate to try to get them a way to have doTERRA have a way of getting these keychains at a even more discounted price. So she is working on a way for us to get them even discounted even more. It just hasn't happened yet. So right now I would say order them from Aroma Tools. Awesome. Any other questions?
Hey, Kristen, it's Lee again. The idea that somebody cannot afford to buy the kit and you suggest that they hold a meeting and then the sales from that meeting will cover their kit. Can you explain a little more how we actually do that? How do you make that happen?
I would say it's the same one as whatever, I think it was call 41. Call 41 on the daily mentor calls will go over that, but it's just like working with the hostess. So you would basically, they're the hostess and they're inviting their friends. And so you're going to teach them how to sample people before their class. That you're going to teach a class for them, but you're going to show them how to sample people. And, you know, what I would do is just provide the samples in the situation. That's what I would personally do. But you know, show them how to sample, give them the samples to give to people, show them exactly what to say to people when they're sampling people. And then when they have people at their class, then they're going to be able to enroll people and earn the commission from that. So that's how I would.
I'm not understanding. So at their class, they enroll people. Then at that class, we enroll them and put the people that enrolled under them, and that's how they get the commissions to make that happen.
No, they'll enroll people, so they'll get the fast starts.
Okay, fast start. All right, I just wasn't putting it together. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, they'll get the 20% fast starts on all the kits that were sold during there. And so as long as they sampled everybody well, which we would train them on how to do that, then, you know, with this new method, 8 out of 10 usually enroll now.
Kristen,
Yes.
what if they don't want to do the business?
If they don't want to do the business, well, you got some volume on that leg. I say you're still not hurting anybody. You know, you're not hurting anything because it's more volume that you wouldn't have had before. But a lot of times, because people, I don't know anybody that would enroll, for example, 8 people at a class and decide not to do the business. They may, I mean, most people will be like, this is fun. Worst case scenario, they're probably a sharer. They're probably not doing the business. They're probably a sharer, which is fine. They're still going to share the oils with more and more people. But it was their friends and family, and you know, I would have a conversation with them in advance, and just have clear communication about if they're wanting to do this and all that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, don't hop off yet. I'm going to stop the recording, but I want to keep talking to you guys for a second. So we're ending the recording.